Russia aims to grow LGBT propaganda ban as Daria Kazatkina says she's gay. By Ayla Slisko. On July 18, 22 at 9:30 p.m. EDT. Russian lawmakers proposed an expansion of the country's LGBT propaganda ban on the same day that Russian tennis star Daria Kazatkina came out as gay. Kazatkina, the top-ranked Russian and the 12th-ranked women's tennis player in the world, revealed that she was in a romantic relationship with Russian Olympic figure skater Natalia Zabiako in an interview with Russian blogger Vysya Kravchenko and in a photo shared to her own Instagram account on Monday. Subscribe now from just $1. Russian State Duma lawmakers proposed an expanded prohibition on promoting non-traditional sexual relations on the same day, according to the Moscow Times. The current law covers so-called LGBT propaganda aimed at children only, with the proposed amendment banning materials directed at any age group. Kazatkina, 25, praised Russian soccer player Nadia Karpova for recently coming out as gay during the Russian-language interview, according to Sportskita. Kazatkina offered her respect for the soccer star, who she said had helped others by sharing her status. "My respects to Nadia Karpova for coming out, at a girl," Kazatkina reportedly said. "I was happy for her, but also other people, especially girls who needed to know that. It has empowered them for sure, supported them. Not only did Nadia help herself by coming out and get this burden off her chest, she has also helped others." Kazatkina then responded to rumors that she was also gay by telling Kravchenko that she had a girlfriend when asked directly, confirming her orientation in the process. She also slammed Russian homophobia and the idea that a person's LGBT status is a choice. Sign up for Newsweek's email updates. Yes, I currently have a girlfriend, Kazatkina said. So many subjects are taboo in Russia, some of them more important than ours, it's no surprise. This notion of someone wanting to be gay or becoming one is ridiculous. I think there is nothing easier in this world than being straight, she added. Seriously, if there is a choice, no one would choose being gay. Why make your life harder, especially in Russia? What's the point? Kazatkina previously came out as bisexual during an April 2021 interview, although she seemed far more guarded in discussing her personal life and noted that publicly disclosing one's sexual orientation can come with harsh backlash in Russia. During the interview shared on Monday, she said that it was important for the Russian LGBT community to be open about their status. It is important to talk about these things, Kazatkina said. It is important for young people who have a hard time with society and need support. I believe it is important that influential people from sports, or any other sphere really, talk about it. It helps. Living in the closet is impossible, she continued. Living in peace with yourself is the only thing that matters, and F everyone else. Read more. Russia's law targeting the sharing of information in support of the LGBT community with young people was passed in 2013. Those who violate the law may be fined 1 million Russian rubles, around $17,300, or given a jail sentence of up to 15 days. The proposed amendment argues that public approval and recognition of same-sex and other non-traditional sexual relations is dangerous not only for children and young people, but for the whole society. Newsweek has reached out to Kazatkina's representative and the Russian government for comment. Request reprint and licensing. Submit correction. I'm gay and Muslim. I saw myself in the Quran. I am 14. The year we read Surah Maryam in Quran class. We, as in the 20-odd students in my grade, in the girls section of the Islamic school that I attend in this rich Arab country that my family has moved to. We are slogging through Surah Maryam painfully slowly, about 10 verses at a time, and I deliberately sit near the back of the class so we'll be done reading before my turn comes. Russian anti-transgender bill compared to Republican efforts in U.S. by Andrew Stanton. On July 15, 23 at 4:50 p.m. EDT. Mike Lindell auction flops as multiple MyPillow products fail to sell. Russian troops given pep talk with LGBT attacks and warnings of Satanism. Russia's newly proposed anti-transgender legislation is drawing comparisons to Republican efforts to restrict LGBTQ+ rights in the United States. On Thursday, the bill, widely expected to be approved by the Federation Council and Russian President Vladimir Putin, comes as LGBTQ+ advocates warn of new global attacks on rights for the community, specifically those who are transgender. Lawmakers in Russia, the government of which has long viewed as hostile toward LGBTQ+ rights, tout the legislation as protection from the Western anti-family ideology. However, critics say the bill will cause undue harm to Russia's transgender community. Maria Shodin, the executive director of the international LGBTQ+ advocacy organization Outright International, told Newsweek on Saturday afternoon that Russia's new law takes matters even further for a community already under enormous pressure by existing anti-gay and anti-transgender laws. Subscribe now from just $1. At least 491 anti-LGBTQ laws have been introduced in state legislatures so far in 2023, and 77 have been signed into law, according to the American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU. These bills target a number of LGBTQ+ rights, including banning gender-affirming health care for transgender youth, limiting the discussion of LGBTQ+ identities in schools and preventing public drag performances. Some conservative lawmakers also introduced bills aimed at limiting access to gender-affirming care for adults, but these efforts have struggled to garner enough support to pass state legislatures or have failed legal challenges. For instance, a judge struck down a Florida law that prevented the use of Medicaid for gender-affirming health care last month. Shodan told Newsweek that anti-LGBTQ+ laws in Russia and the US are driven by the same ideology. Sign up for Newsweek's email updates. The ideology behind the prohibition on gender-affirming care for youth in the US and for every trans person in Russia is the same. It is also the same kind of ideology that drives the anti-LGBTQ legislation and bills in Uganda and other countries in Africa. Shodan said in a statement. Under the false pretense of protecting youth, governments are trying to eradicate trans people, ignoring medical science that says that gender-affirming care saves lives and radically improves quality of life for trans people. Read more. Michigan hair salon refuses to serve transgender people. I'm gay and Muslim. Meanwhile, others took to social media to compare Russia's law to Republican LGBTQ+ bills. The transgender genocide is global. I'm gay and Muslim. The transgender genocide is global. Russia has banned all gender-affirming care, for all people, youth, and adults. They will annul marriages and ban adoption. This is what the US right wants to do to trans people here. Stop the genocide before it's too late. Tweeted Aaron Reed, a journalist and advocate for LGBTQ+ rights. Attorney Ron Filipkowski tweeted, once again, Putin and the US Republican Party are in lockstep with each other. The Russian law also bans transgenders from adopting children. Since they supply new policy ideas for the GOP, that will be introduced in Congress soon. This is a terrifying set of developments in Russia that heavily mirrors legislation in the United States. Includes banning medical transition at any age, prohibiting name and gender marker changes, and bans trans people from adopting or being guardians. Tweeted therapist Jessica Kant. Newsweek reached out to the Republican National Committee, RNC, for comment via email. Russia is viewed as having among the world's most restrictive laws regarding LGBTQ+ rights. Dex's LGBTQ+ rights index places Russia as the 23rd worst country to live in for the LGBTQ+ community. There have been reports for years that authorities in Russia's Chechnya region have violently persecuted LGBTQ+ people. The State Duma has previously worked to ban LGBTQ+ propaganda, and one Russian commander has cast the invasion of Ukraine as a holy war against the LGBTQ+ community.